So this will be on trail day number 179. It is Saturday, November 6th of 2021. It's a little late getting back on trail. Had some bad weather, rain. Had to move our camper. The spot they put us in to start with, the sewer pipe was stopped up, so we just moved. Car coming. So when we were here, Davenport Gap, a couple weeks ago, had to go the other way to Hot Springs. But today I'm entering the Smokies. I'm possibly just going to do like 3.5 miles to the Davenport Gap shelter because it's 1 o'clock. It was cold this morning, didn't want to get up. And in the Smokies you have to stay at a shelter. So it was either 3 miles or 12 something. And I'm not sure I can do the 12 before dark. And it's a Saturday, nice weather, so the park may be busy. And I don't want to get to the shelter after dark and find it's full. And so probably just do that 4 miles or whatever today. But yeah, that's the 5th, 6th. I was planning to start on the 3rd. But the joys of section hiking is you can change your plans a little easier. We're going to go about 1/2 mile, cross under I-40, and then enter the park. I have to drop off my permit. Pack is nice and heavy. I don't know what it weighs, 40 something pounds for sure. I got my bear can full of food. Well, it's not completely full. It's got my cook kit in it. Other than the cook kit, it's full. So, it's supposed to have good weather for a couple of days, so hopefully you get some good views in the Smokies. And since I haven't hiked in a week, we'll see if I have to recondition the legs. Got some deadfalls here, and it looks like an unofficial reroute. Well, I'm going to mount the camera back on my shoulder and get on down the trail. A little bit of a view here to the left. Hadn't quite made it to the interstate. Oh, I forgot to, when I got off the trail the other day, had some bad chafing from my rain pants. I did go to Outdoor 76 in Franklin, and I bought a pair of the Helium 2 rain pants. So retired to Marmot Precips. And luckily it's not raining, but I'm sure I'll get to try them out before this trip's over. So hopefully I won't have that issue of chafing across the waist on my back. There was some hikers starting as I got to the trailhead earlier, but I didn't pay attention to see which way they went. I just have a feeling pretty weather Saturday. It's going to be busy in the Smokies. I don't know if you can see him right there. Yeah, he's moving now. Nice little buck. I'm scared he did. They're looking at us. Hadn't even made it a half mile yet. It's got a little bit of a view and ran into some wildlife. We'll see how many bears we run into in the Smokies. It's like 2 for every square mile, so there's a good chance of it. So I had lost a little sponge on my camera I used as a wind muff. I cut a new one, but I haven't tested it yet. I hope you get the audio. I'll check the video clips later tonight and see how they sound. Hopefully it's a different kind of sponge, so hopefully it'll do better for wind than the old one did. So far, feet and legs and all don't feel like they forgot what hiking's all about. But we'll see when we get to a real climb. They might be crying in. Should be crossing under interstate here shortly. So just come down the stone staircase there. That looks like a blaze over there, so the trail goes under the interstate, I'm assuming, following the road. This is Green Corner Road. The Standing Bear is just that way. I kind of half expected to see my wife still sitting here waving, but she didn't know how long it'd take to get over here. A little nervous about the hour drive back to the campground, but I think she'll be alright. So I added, I had taken my wool long underwear. Still had the shirt, but I had taken the pants out at Irwin and had taken off my zip-off leg North Faces in Irwin. But I put those back in because it's starting to hit the low 30s. I think it's supposed to be below freezing tonight. And then I upgraded my outer glove layer for colder weather. So I think I'll be good for the... It's kind of cool how they just chiseled the rock out and left it there. I think I'll be good for whatever weather is going to come my way in November. I don't have my ice spikes, but I don't think the snow and ice is going to get that bad just yet. So Hopefully don't have to add that. I didn't weigh my pack. It's definitely heavy. Probably about the heaviest it's been on this trip. It's still lighter than it was before, so I'll take it. So I had to walk down that road from the interstate just a little bit, cross over this river. There was a sign back there that said something about a country store, but it didn't say how far. I hadn't been on trail long enough to need to go to the store, but kind of cool. Nice little deep spot right there. But it is 46 degrees, so the other side's a little more rocky. Yeah, got a good deep spot. As smooth as all those rocks are, you can tell they've been underwater a lot. Just not today. I think the trail's gonna make a left at the parking lot up here, and we should have the drop box coming up shortly. It wasn't listed in Guthooks, the entrance to the park, like it was in Shenandoah. So I'm not exactly sure how far I gotta go, but I know can't be too far. I'm sure we'll know it when we get there now. Groundhog Creek shelter is closed between 2:45 and 2:53. That is north of me. I'm wanting to say I stopped at Groundhog Shelter for lunch. It rings a bell. Didn't see any signs anywhere around the shelter about it being closed. Just got off the road. I'm climbing these short little switchbacks. And headed for the park. Got some trail magic here. Green beans and bacon spam. I'll leave that for somebody who might want it. A little waterfall. That's the upper part of the waterfall. I'm standing on those rocks. Couldn't see that part a while ago. Not flowing extremely hard, but it did rain for a few days, so hopefully all of our water sources will be good. One last look. We're going to climb this hill. A little bit of a power line view. Not really anything to see over there. I'm about 1.5 miles from the shelter. It is 2 o'clock. So it'll be 3 o'clock or a little before. That's awful early. But there's no camping in between, so I guess we'll just call it an early day when we get there. I don't know. I made it to Davenport Gap. I got 239.1 miles to go to Springer Mountain. I'm just doing the 72.4 to Fontana Dam, and then I'll get my wife to pick me up there and take me back to the camper in Bryson City. Probably take a day, maybe two, and then I don't know if I'll do any slack packing between Fontana and Tuscola. I forget how you say it. Tuscola Gap. So my Big Creek Country Store, 1 mile. I could have said how many far it was when we were down there. We may slack pack the Fontana to Tuscola Gap, and then Tuscola Gap to the NFC. I'm assuming a doggy bag, but I don't know. A Kind bar. If we got this sign here about this particular bear that bit somebody and then had to be put down, talking about leaving trash and food and so on and so forth. And then there's a Kind bar on the rock. I get it. I'm a hiker. I appreciate it, but still, just laying it out in the open is not a good idea. Looks like I may have found the permit box. Yep. AT through hikers deposit permits here. There's a few in there. Well, let me dig mine out and then we'll knock out this next mile to the shelter. So just come up that way. And this is south. It's been constant uphill since Davenport Gap. Not too bad. Right here is kind of flat. Just enough to get the heart rate up and make you breathe a little bit harder. That could be all the food I'm carrying too, though. I don't plan to go into Gatlinburg. I'm carrying a little more food. I'll try to do the whole 70 miles in one run. It may make me walk a little slower, but that'll be alright. Should be getting to the shelter for too much longer. I'm guessing about a half a mile. The shelter doesn't have a privy or bear hangs. That's the last shelter in the Smokies that has a fence around it. I hear they used to all have fences, but just this one now. Well, I made it to Davenport Gap Shelter. It's down this trail. AT goes that way. It is 3:03. I was looking, Cosby Knob Shelter is 6.9 more miles. And I got 3.5 hours of daylight. So I would not make it by dark. I'm still around 2 miles an hour or so, average. So I'm going to go down here to the shelter and I guess call it done, 3.5 miles. And then figure up a game plan for tomorrow. It doesn't look well trafficked, so I would say not a lot of people come down to this one. But it looks empty. We'll see when we get there. Nobody here at the moment. Do not cook or eat in this shelter. And then the water is that pipe right down there, nice and convenient. And the toilet area is that way. Oh. Nice. I got a fence. Well, it broke. And a fireplace. Alright. So, got my bed made over there. Already filtered water, got it in the bottles. Don't know if I'm going to do dinner or just have some snacks. Brewed me a cup of tea. It's about cooled off enough to drink. I've carried tea before, it's been a while, but I'm going to try to do that because I'm not drinking enough. That's always been a problem, so maybe it'll help me drink more, I don't know. It's getting cold. I don't know if you can see mountain ridge over there. It's all covered with sun. For a little bit longer. A little after 4:30. So we still got an hour or two of daylight. I'm kind of regretting not continuing on, but if I'd have gotten there late and there'd been a dozen people there, I would have been, so whatever. It is what it is. I'm a section hiker now, so you know, I can do a 3.5 mile day. There was something up in there just a little bit ago. It was making pretty loud noises. I couldn't tell if it was a woodpecker. It sounded like a dead tree. Either a bear tearing apart a dead tree or a woodpecker, but it didn't quite sound like a woodpecker, so I don't know. But even though the latch is locked, I can still pull the chain in around, so I'm not too worried about it tonight. But yeah, that was the end of the long day, 3.5 miles. It's getting chilly. I got my gloves on. I picked up this -33 beanie. Traded out my knit beanie for it. The knit beanie was supposed to be wool, bought at clearance online, REI, but I'm not sure it was. This one, even though it's thinner and lighter, is much warmer, so Part of the reason I'm cold is my shirt's still damp from sweating coming up the hill. It was just enough hill climb to break a sweat. But I get in my sleeping bag in a little while. It'll be nice and toasty there. So once my shirt finishes drying, it'll be good. But I guess that's it for today, unless a bear comes knocking. I hear all these back in the day when all the shelters had chain link that people would sit behind the fence and toss food over to the bears. So the way they took those fences down, they decided to stop that. The only way to stop that would be to take the fences down. So either way, no worry about bears tonight. I got a bear can, so I can just leave it. I'm gonna leave it in there. Can't get the mice can't get it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't talk right now. There was two day hikers stopped by a little bit ago just to check it out, and then moved on. So I expect to not see anybody, but I mean, there's still people who might show up 4 hours from now, so who knows. But yep, I'm gonna call this day done, and hopefully, since we stopped early, I'll be going to bed early. There's nothing to do once it gets dark and it get cold. So maybe I get up in the morning. I may just have a snack or something. I don't have to cook later, and then fix a warm breakfast and coffee. I used to use the Folgers Instance. I found the Folgers in like a tea bag. They taste much better than the instant, so I can at least have a cup of hot coffee in the morning. I got one of those freeze-dried breakfasts still that a hiker gave me in Hot Springs, so I may go ahead and have that in the morning. It's kind of bulky, so I'll get rid of it. But yeah, first day in the Smokies, not bad. We'll see how it goes from here.